Tippy time, my damies, Topgate here and welcome back to the channel. I've been playing a bit of Destiny 1 this week with an old account of mine, and one thing I noticed was how much time I spent chasing armor back then. Destiny 2 armor saw that armor 2.0 revamp during Shadowkeep, which I loved, but has since become stale as once you got those stats, you got them, you don't need any more armor. I myself haven't kept a new piece of armor in well over a year. But then just this week, Bungie has announced Armour 3.0 will be launching in Frontiers. The goal is to make armor more active and an interesting part of build crafting. The stats will be reworked to be more impactful, less confusing, and less constraining. And we'll be seeing the introduction of set bonuses to give individual armor sets a more unique identity and build crafting elements. So like me, Bungie understood the problem. They've echoed my sentiment, with it being a bit stale since Shadowkeep, the Forgotten Saga. The solution: reworked stat mechanics. Stats on armor will be changing in codename Frontiers in order to make them more player friendly. The first major change is the mechanics of the stats themselves. Stats effects will no longer be tiered every 10 points. Every point in that stat will provide a benefit. This change is intended to reduce that lock-in effect that happens when a fine-tuned combination of stat values makes it feel impossible to switch to any other single armor piece. Stat effects will be capped at 200, with the range from 101 to 200 providing additional powerful effect building on that base effect. This change is intended to support deeper investment in a smaller number of stats, and spikier stat distributions on armor with fewer secondary dump stats. In addition to the above changes, the distribution of stats on armor will also be changing. Legendary armor will have a stat archetype. This will determine the primary and secondary stat types, with a third stat being a free roll. The values of these stats should overall be spikier, leading to less of those dump points. And the class slot, those capes, those bangles and those bum towels, will have full stat distribution on par with the other slots. They do note here that these are still under active development. They've given us a few examples. Discipline from 1 to 100 provides increasing grenade cooldown, so that's as it sits currently. And then from 101 to 200, this provides an increasing chance to gain bonus grenade charge whenever your grenade becomes available. So essentially double grenade charge. That's pretty cool. That could really tie the knot into some grenade build focusing. And it says here they're actually renaming that discipline stat to grenade stat. I assume they're doing that with strength as well. Yep, still renamed. Yep, so they're changing that to melee. They've also got special ammo here. Does that mean we're getting a new special ammo bar into the armor stats? That would be kind of cool. I wonder if there's a set bar on our armor stat. Set bonuses. The second major change to armor is the introduction of set bonuses. Think of them much like the origin trait that your armor has. They'll represent a theme of your armor and allow you to reflect the fantasy in the way that your build plays. I imagine this to be much like the current raid armor sets that we have, but for every new set of armor. Like the Taken King armor set makes you run with the relic faster, so it's identified to that armor set. Set bonuses and perks are granted when you equip 2 and 4 pieces of the same armor set. This allows you to either commit to 2 bonuses from the same set or find 2 opposing combinations unique to your needs. Oh, that's cool. So you could have one that does really good melees and then one that has really good hip fires. They've given us an example here. Chesty, lol. Oh yeah, these spikes are definitely more flat, aren't they? 30, 10, 20. And so yeah, strength would be the primary there, discipline would be the secondary, and I guess intellect is the third tier, the random stat. Oh yeah, and so this is brawler armor, so of course yeah, strength is the max stat. You notice these 2 purple circles below with the set bonuses, so with 2 pieces of that armor we'll get that set bonus, maybe it's Tex Mechanica or something, and then with 4 pieces we'll get a better version of that. I'm assuming it only goes to 4, that way we've got the chance to run an exotic piece of armor as well. As you'll see, perks will consist of either existing mods or newly designed. Oh cool, they've got some perks here. Tex Mechanica, while shooting from the hip you have increased movement speed and weapon handling. This effect increases when you score hits And if we got 4 pieces on, Tex Mechanical weapons have increased range and accuracy when hit by it. Very tasty. This one's called Non-Stop Aggression. Final blows with freshly reloaded weapons heal you. Ooh. And with 4 pieces, damaging a target with a shotgun or a fusion rifle increases its damage. Damn tasty. Demolitions Expert. Direct hits with explosive weapons temporarily increase their reload speed. So maybe like GLs, rocket launchers, that'd be very nice. Tackanaut 2.0, anybody? And with 4 pieces, repeated direct hits with an explosive weapons temporarily increase your grenade ability damage. Oh, that's very cool. That could work well with some good, like, demolitionist builds. Perhaps even the old Starfire protocol might make a comeback. Vanguard Operative. Activating your grenade gives you and nearby allies damage resistance against combatants. With 4 pieces, defeating champions with finishes generate special ammo for you and your fire team. Oh wow, so like the Aeons. Damn, this armor's gonna be sick. Ah yes, the questions. What happens to my old armor? That was the first thing I thought. Old legendary armor will be changed as little as possible. Thank you. But because the change to the stat mechanics and types are global changes, old armor pieces will have their stat types, but not their values changed around. When possible, these changes will be to their most similar stat. But with some stats being fundamentally reworked, this won't be possible. They kind of say that it's not going to change, but it can change. Weird. What about our exotic armor? Ah, yes. Updating the exotic armor pursuit is on our roadmap, but won't be part of this initial update. So to make sure that exotics and their build defining perks remain a compelling option, we are working on a design that will allow players to update their exotic armor to bring their stat bonuses in line with the changes of the legendary armor. The exotic class items introduced in Final Shape are a special case. Even though the legendary class item will be gaining full random stats with this update, we don't wish to add additional randomness to the exotic class item chase. Instead, they will be providing a method for players to update their existing class items with additional stats of their choosing, or I like the word choosing there, to bring them in line with their other stat contributions of the new legendary class items. More details for long-term plans on the exotic armor will be coming as they nail them down. Well, that's some juicy changes coming. I kind of like the sound of this. Like I said, I haven't kept any armor in a long time. I just update it with ornaments every season, but realistically it is the same armor I've had for years now, so I do very much welcome this change. Plus anything that's going to get me back to hit throwing like a god again. I'm very much looking forward to that Tex Mechanica set. That sounds like a bit of me. We have to think, you know, this is becoming for Gambit, for raids, for strikes, for onslaught. You know, there could be some very unique perks and combinations that we can make, particularly when you take one from strikes and one from onslaught, for example. Make sure to thumb it if you dug it, sub if you're new, leave a comment down below if you've got any ideas, and until next time, tippy tie my damies, what a tie. He's the most tip.